Well, alright. Hello there, everyone, and welcome back. And let's go back to our save to see what we can do. Now, the inventory problems we had last time kept bugging me. So I think in this stream, at some point, I'll give it one last shot to try to get my rental vehicle to work. I think I'm getting the entry trajectory wrong, but I think I can do it. But first, I'll see if I can do something else. Maybe some moon contract. I don't want to launch anything. I just want to see if there's like some free money hanging around. We're getting really close to completing the ultimate survey. Uh, is the Kerbin survey working? Now let me see. Kerbin is sapling 5. Now sapling 5 there. I think it's working. Yeah, it's definitely working. Is it? Well, I think it is. Let me see how the map is progressing. Now, this is the altimetric map of Moon. We can see it's pretty advancing. If I go on Kerbin, we'll get this sorted at some point. Anyways, now, any other contract? Well, we have the heat shield thing and the other stuff. Now, I want to see if there's deadlines on the heat shield, because I've already got kind of scammed on the other one. Yeah, the relay doesn't have anything. The heat shield one sure does. So now that's a priority. Oh, that also means I won't be able to use it for the moon mission. I have to research it, but I'm getting there. So now our priority becomes this contract here. Now we have to get to 50 kilometers we have to get to 50 kilometers. Now, have I done Mr. Egu in space? Check science logs. Yes, I have. But I haven't flying high. Well, not completed, so I'm carrying it with me. Let me go. Now let's take our usual Orc 11. There. There's 2 Mr. Egus. Well, I'm going for with that. Now, science, Mr. Egu. And it takes not that much of electric charge. We have plenty, so I don't think batteries will be a problem. I mean, in the end, this takes around 600 seconds. Oh yeah, the electric charge won't be a problem for Mr. Ego. So now, what I'm thinking of doing is taking a booster, or is coupling? Yeah, it's taking an SRB. But our SRB actually is that cheap. It's like a Valiant engine. It's only 500 bucks. So it turns out expendable rockets are actually kind of economic, I guess. Let's try to get the 2 Valiant thingy. Yeah, that should work. 2 engine thingy. Now fins. That cut our delta V substantially. Now let's place another fuel tank here. Now what's our thrust to weight ratio? Not great. We have a swivel unlocked. We do. This we need to go to 50 kilometers and then attain a speed of 2000 meters per second. So I think it's doable. And this does not cost as much as an SRB. So now I'm simulating the launch. SAS. Let's set the what was this? Okay, so now let's set the mystery group to waiting just because, and launch. Hopefully this works, I'm not sure. Oh, we might be too slow. We'll definitely be too slow. Terminate simulation without. We need more thrust. So it just unlock the swivel. And probably also get a new fuel tank. Where is it here? It's an initial cost, but I'll to pay for that at some point. Oh, now that's expensive. But I want the flexibility of a liquid rocket engine. Because I don't really trust an SRB on these precise missions. I mean, I really accepted the contract only to have access to the heat shield. They didn't even look at the deadline, so that might have been something not entirely smart. But I could also hitch a ride on an orbital launch. Anyways, here we're starting much faster. We're not gonna have problems, I think. But it still might not be enough to get the desired speeds. I mean, you can only try. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. So I'm hitching a ride on orbital launch, and I'll be doing the materials bay experiment in orbit this time, clearly. So now let's get rid of these. So I'm keeping the re-entry capsule as it is. I mean, it's not a problem. Oh, it's kind of heavy, but the Marche rocket is strong. So let's see where I can take it now. Yeah, this is not gonna be too heavy. Well, I need a way to actually take the experiments back. So I need something like an experiment recording unit. So I'm buying that. Do I have the Kerbalism thingy? Yes, I do. Now it's much heavier than the normal one. But it's also a capsule. Now, how much data can it store? There's 4 slots and a capacity of 50 kilobytes, 500 kilobytes, sorry. The other thing, this one, is 9 slots of sample capacity. Now, this one will generate 4 slots. So actually, if I so I guess this one is a better option. So let's go for it. Gonna do this. Don't hate me. I don't think it's that unethical. No, screw it, I'm getting the proper capsule. Okay, now new root part. Now that heat shield. Now this has 50 units of electric charge. Oh, I can upgrade it. Nice. Now maximum memory, because why not? Then these. Now heat shield. Oh, you can see here the logo which I made for the channel, and it's a bit warped. Might have to look into it. Now let's get a service module built for the capsule. Now we are gonna need a lot of batteries and solar panels as well. I'd like to use some kind of structural thing where I hinge the entire thing. Now I think I'll use the stage, the last stage of the rocket itself as a maneuvering engine in order to not have anything to carry. We'll just have to focus on other things. Now I'm getting a reaction wheel in case this one fails. Then I am okay. I'm also getting something. Now let's see what else we got that could be useful. Does this have any experiments? No, it doesn't. Anything else I could use? No, not really. So now let's charge it with batteries. I'm going to have an inner ring of 4 and an outer ring of 8. Remember from last time, the completion of the material bay experiment requires around 2,400 units of electric charge, and right now we are bringing 1,200. So now I'm getting some solar panels, and then we are good to go. And I'm using, and I use them to cover the batteries, like so. I'm not bringing the glue experiment anymore. Sample capacity can go down. Next, I'm going to have antennas. We don't need any we don't really need transmission capacity, so these small antennas will do fine. Payload is also aerodynamic, and I think the parachute can handle quite a bit of heat load. Yeah, it can handle 2,600 kelvins, while a fairing can handle 2,400, so that's good. How much can the experiment return unit handle? Not much, but we'll have to do. So that's just over 1 ton. Let's check if there's any problem. No, there aren't. So I guess this will actually fly as OhScrap, and we'll call it a day. Now let's briefly save. So now this is our Mr. Ru spacecraft and our heat shield spacecraft. We'll both get science and a contract. Now I want to see if I can do other things with this mission, because of course I don't want to do it really. I want to maximize revenues. So 14,000 of reward, that's acceptable. I do want to see if we can test anything else. No, clever set. Now they all go into lunar orbit, like. So I don't think I can do anything. Random sibling 2 and any vessel. Maybe I'll do it. Exploration plus. You see if there's any part testing in orbit. Test the stromboli. Test the splashdown. Test the parachute. Between 2,000 and 7,000. I actually like this. I don't like this. And also this one. And, okay, I'm going to do those two. Okay, I'm doing those two tests before doing OhScrap, for the reason that I want to test a couple of things. Particularly, I want to check that testing the heat shield does not detach it. I mean, I don't think it does, but who knows? I don't want to jeopardize a mission just for that. Oh, this is the coupler thingy and the plug. Now, what do we want to do? There's the TT70 decoupler. Not this one. It's 50 tons, 50 kilograms. So I'll have to balance it with something else. Maybe like itself. Smart. That's ugly. That's better. So we fill the rocket. And then we want to test the parachute. And I'll find a way to do that. Okay, save edits to sawdust 5. Yeah. I'm starting to think having invested in planes would have made these contracts easier. Maybe. Yeah, I forgot to test the defib shield, but by now I'm really convincing myself that's not the case. So I'll also put OhK11 into construction. OhK11, where is it? Here. Open Marsh A. With this, get rid of the decoupler because we don't need it. Now booster, separation, payload, well stage, payload and parachute. That's fine. Add it to build list, don't save. Okay, warp to whatever. This is gonna take 5 whole days. Wow. Roll out of sawdust 5. Is it a coincidence that, I mean, it was a conscious decision to make both oaks and saplings probes related to wood, but right now I realize that sawdust is related to wood as well, as far as naming is concerned. Was it intentional? I don't know. Okay, so now we have to do our usual tricky thing of testing the parachute at a set height and at a set speed. Now I hope the maximum speed is kinda high. It's I think 160 meters per second. Yes, it is, and it's also pretty high. So now we'll make it. We'll make it. Between 2 and 7 kilometers. Now we have to lose all of this speed. Oh, this is not going well. And I can't turn because I don't have reaction wheel. Oh, well, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, I don't like this. No, this is not working at all. Maybe I can force opening and then perform a test. Oh, no, I can't. I can't test it if the parachute is already open. Engine failed, so no control over velocity. Well, I'm going to just test the other thing. And I'll have to wait all of this time because I opened the parachute too early. Oh, this is annoying. Well, at least there's the decoupler test. One kilometer. We can do it, we can do it. Oh, now we also have a fuel leak. Amazing. Alright, splash down. Decouple. What? Okay. That's good. So now recover to VAB. Now, clearly the problem of the mission was the requirement to test the parachute. Oh, well, I'm sorry to splash down. If I hadn't had that, I could have just tailored my velocity to do whatever I needed. Now let's see if I don't have a deadline. Now I'm becoming anxious about deadlines. This one, yeah, 2 weeks deadline. Which means I'm giving it priority again. Now, can I do this together? Yes, I can. With some clever flying, I can. Oh no, I don't have to enter the VAB. I have to modify Sawdust 5 again. By now, Sodas 5 is basically his useless ship because they probably changed so much stuff since I first constructed it that I don't even know what's original anymore. Well, probably the prop core is. Okay, KCT, EAB. Edit. Okay, so we have to change all of this stuff. Now, new fuel tank. Also have some sub-assemblies, in particular the Valiant engine sub-assembly. Next, we want, well, parachute Mark 16, that's the one I already have. Now parachute Mark 2R, radial mounting, so utility. Here we go. Perfect. Now, first of all, I'm firing the engine. Then I'm testing the parachute, the first parachute. And then I'll cut it. So now, do I have a basic action groups? I have, well, abort. So I'm going to cut the parachute on abort. So I open the Mark 16. Then I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to accelerate a bit more to get into the testing range for the other one. I'm going to have a very quiet ascent. Priority goes to sawdust, which will take just a few hours. Okay, complete. To the pad. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so now I'll ascend slowly until I'm at almost 6 kilometers. When I'm below 6 kilometers, I'll activate the Mark 16 parachute. Then I'll cut it. And then I'll accelerate to deploy the other one. So now I have to be at most 160 meters per second. And then I have to accelerate to 190, but I have until 10 kilometers to do that. And I have to stage. Now they staged correctly. Now let's go. Now I aim. Oh, I didn't refuel the rocket. This is how stupid I am. Now I aim at keeping this speed. This is actually fine. Okay, so I have to stay at this speed. Perfect. 2 contracts done. Fantastic. Fantastic. Without even paying for the fuel of the rocket. Okay, that was on a tight margin. Excellent. VAB recovery. Materials bay time. We also have enough science to unlock the heat shield. Oh, stop warp. Because I want to edit the thing. Because I forgot the KOS probe core. Which I'm certain I'll actually end up needing. Okay, so it's here, I think. Now, there we go. Get this rocket to the pad. Nice, the sun has risen. Launch. Now, remember our objective is to get the correct speed and altitude, but the requirement is far high into the atmosphere, so I should not have a problem in that regard. And that if I'm too slow, I'll just fire the second stage earlier. I'm sorry, I have to leave you for a bit. I'll be back soon. Okay, here we go. No, I say yes. This is a rollback. I failed to consider that. It's gonna be like an extra hour to modify the rocket, but more than an hour. Okay, now let's see how much time I have left on the contract. 8 days. Oh, the Kirby scan is continuing, I can see. Oh, and the moon one as well. Now let's fix this oopsie. And I guess I'll just stick an octoprobe core in there. No, not an X. X is... maybe I'll try an X. Just to get them to rack up some flight experience. Okay, now let's check staging once more. Excellent. I mean, I actually just need it for the first phases of the flight. SAS, that is. So it's not gonna be critical that it stays on for that long. Done. Here we are once more. Right, this time it's night. We do have SAS. I need to click on the KOS core there. Open terminal. Now, copy path. 0com/p-detect. Run p-detect. Excellent. Now let's have our conditions here. Very good. And lift off. I'm going to try a 5-degree gravity turn. Oh, and I also have to click the heat. And also apogee indicator. There sure is a lot of things to track. Staging. Oh, but this is not growing at all. I don't like all this heat. Something exploded. An antenna. That was redundant. And the heat shield is tested. That was a fiery launch. Surely no, we're still good to go. Okay, so now OK11, we can extend the remaining antennas. Good thing I have redundancy. How much until apoapsis? Begin I stage now. Is it me, or with the much more aggressive guided, turn up just after stage separation? We are going much faster. Like this time I disabled precision control just to try, and it ended up giving me much more control authority when it came to doing the gravity turn. So I guess it was good. Yeah, I forgot to time out. Excellent, we are in orbit, and now I'm going to briefly revert to the tracking station to solve that glitch I have with engine control. Okay, so now OK11 is not a relay, it's just a space probe. So now load. Okay, here we go. So now let's wait for signal acquisition. No, too much. What's that? Oh, state destroyed. So now let's point towards the sun, the solar panels. That's good. And we can start the material-based study. Okay, battery is depleted. Soon we'll be in the sun to recharge. There we go. Now let's stop the materials bay and allow the batteries to recharge. This might take a while. I can't do much more than pointing what little solar panels I have to the sun, but it should take just an orbit. Okay, I am activating the experiment again. And it's gonna take 7 minutes. Completed. Okay, now that I'm here, I can put it back to stopped. And now I have to transfer the science, the 4 slots, to here. So where do I do that? Transfer data here. So now I have 32 kilograms of sample for 4 slots right here. So now I can basically go home. I'm kinda dumb. I could have used this spacecraft to act as a relay. I could have left this stage in orbit to act as a relay, but I didn't do that because I'm stupid. Whatever. Well, now it's time to re-enter the atmosphere, and I'm going to do that right now. Now point retrograde. Now how hard do I want to go? Okay, this is hard enough. And then I'm just staging. Because I didn't really have anything else to do. Now the parachute is automatically activated. And we can wait. Now this is only the second spacecraft I that attempts to enter the atmosphere after the one that did the mystery goo. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully, well, this should be tough. How is my connection? Very good. Oh, well, it should be able to point itself in the right direction. But hey, at least we've got a flag. It's sure gonna bring us good luck. Okay, so now let's see. I also want to monitor how the ablator is consumed. Well, not much is being used right now. Hopefully the G-forces go up. Well, it's pretty stable. Could even use this for, I don't know, Muna return. What's this? Our stage destroyed. Okay, G-forces are increasing. So yeah, I got to go steep. Seems like I will hit it spawned. Oh no, maybe we will go over land. Even better. I mean, it's pretty flat anyways. Lovely. Let's see how much money we got. Quite a bit. Touchdown. Normal recovery. Alright, 9 science points, and we got 60 science. Oh, sun debris. Recover. Now let's see. The scanning contracts are progressing. The Muna one is almost done. Remember when I was in a hurry to complete the Muna one and I launched a second one, and I hope to do it in like 10 days, and in the end I still haven't done it. I mean, ironic. We still have a relay, explore the moon. Now let's start fiddling with moon. Now, in particular, I want to once more test the re-entry profile. And I don't have a heat shield because I have to research it. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to research on its shield. So we have improvement to survivability, which gives us better parachutes and a shield, which will surely need for crewed missions. We don't really need this stuff. We already have the small propulsion thingies. Yeah, this is the correct decision. Because I think this will also unlock capsules. Yeah. Soon we'll be able to actually launch Kurs into space. But first we'll have to complete the all the Muna contracts. Now let's see if I can do a part testing while that unlocks. Now, no orbiting the moon. Maybe. Again, splashdown. Pairing at the launch site, sure. Oh, we have to test a small engine in orbit around the moon. It sounds promising. And have a poodle in orbit around Kerbin. I want to see how heavy the Hecate is. Because if it's kind of light, I could do it. CE10 Hecate. Of 500 kilograms, that's too much. So I think I'll leave it as it is. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna wait until I unlock the tech. I have 3 available points. So what I could do is pump it into science per build points. I'm going to put them, 2 of them here and 1 here. Now I can go back to the VAB, unlock the issue, and actually try to re-enter, and then I can do some thinking about our mission, our actual mission, which has the goal of landing on the moon and then returning to Kerbin. Preferably with a Mr. Goo experiment done. Okay, so again, I dismantled my old Oak 13 design. Now the question is it better to do that? To keep doing the old one? Now for that application, it was, now I think that for Mr. Goo it's actually better to go for the small one with, to go for this design, which brings the Mr. Goose down because it leads to a mass reduction. And now here weight will be very important, so now let's build it back real quick. Parachute, antenna, where is the antenna, where is the antenna, where is the antenna, here. Then the mystery goose. I think I can offset them down a little, like that. Science? Mystery Blue. There. Now that's our OhScrap spacecraft. Now I don't remember how high Moon sits. So I'm gonna guess 10 million meters. Now simulator. Also I want to have some solar panels, and I'm going to have 2 solar panels on this spacecraft itself, because they can't be bad, right? I mean, that's the worst thing that happens, they explode. I'm going to have them on the mystery, like here. Then I'm going to rotate them. Like this. Okay, I like it. Hello there, Gus. That was very mamma mia of you. Now, flight simulator, orbit selection, altitude. Oh, what did I do? Batteries are now back. Okay, so as I was saying, not KSPD. I know how to play KSP. Well, nobody really completely does. Now, orbit selection. 10. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now let's try to go for a steep, inclined entry trajectory, and let's see if the heat shield holds. Because I mean, I don't believe that I can't re-enter from just lunar distances like that. Okay, that definitely wasn't lunar distance. So I'm gonna restart the simulation from 100 million meters. And beyond that point, it's not gonna make any difference if I get it kinda wrong. I could have looked up how high Moon actually sits. Okay, orbit selection. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's good. Hello there, Fermac. What is KSPI? I think I heard of that before, but I can't really connect it with anything I know. Also, I mean, if science mode is hard, the thing must be really hard. I mean, here, what's keeping me down is the fans, which are extremely low. I'm too afraid to. I'm afraid that if I do something wrong, I might get kind of stuck. But I mean, getting stuck in science mode must mean things are really hard. Or if that's it, or if it's really KSP Interstellar, I can understand why it's difficult. Okay, now let's deorbit this thing. I'm aiming for 30 kilometers. Engine failure. Why does failures have to happen on simulations? What's the reasoning behind it? It's a simulation. I want to see how the thing goes. I don't want to lose the mission. God. I mean, get. Oh yeah, the NKSP interstellar, you must be a true Chad. I'm not even remotely brave for that. Okay, remember we're aiming for 30 kilometers. Okay, that's it. Yeah, it's quite low because I brought some only small antennas. That's not gonna be an issue in the real missions. This is just a test. Oh, the batteries, however, are very real issues. So now I got to point the solar panels. I really gotta get at some point some orientable solar panels to get rid of all these electricity losses. Time to time warp. Okay, now we are quite high. And we have a tracking station there. So when that's about to go down on the horizon, I'm staging. I'm not acquiring signal anywhere else. Okay, I'm going to stage. I'm going to point retrograde, and I'm going to deactivate the SAS. The parachute is triggered, so now all we can do is hope. Gonna have a ablator control here. Oh, this is gonna suck. Whoa, 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 that's extreme, that's extreme. The coupler exploded, carrier exploded, fuel tank exploded. But now I think we're getting stabilized. Oh yeah, that's working. I mean, stability, we got it. Now we just need not to explode here. Okay, G-forces are rising. That's good. And ablator, we still got half a load. We're almost out of the hard phase. Just need only 1 more kilometer per second of speed to shed. I think this will be a success. Oh yeah, there we go. Now let's go just in case the parachute opening. We didn't have any explosion. And come on, come on, come on. Perfect. Great success. We did it. Okay, now as I was guessing, the other time it was just the trajectory that was wrong. So we have a target of around 30 kilometers for our periapsis when coming back from lunar distances, and we'll be able to do it. So now this is basically our payload unit. Now, how much does a mystery group actually require in terms of electricity? Now it runs on for 10 minutes, so it's 41 seconds, so it's 641 seconds times 0.18. So it needs a bit more than 100 units of electric charge, which means that basically electric charge won't be a problem. Now, how heavy is this thing? 600 kilograms. Now, I calculated before that for moon transfer from low Kerbal orbit, landing and return, we need around 4,000 meters per second of delta V. But I want to bring 4.5 thousand just in case. I want to have some room for maneuver. So now let's see. I was thinking about like seconds. Okay, if I just stick a paddle plug in there, how much delta V am I going to get now? Let's go to vacuum. 600 meters per second. That's not enough. This is probably going to need 2 stages. That's 1773, which is going to be enough for landing and return. What I want to see for how much do I get? Right. Yeah, okay, the 2500, that's a nice place to start. So I think I'm going for these. Now I just need the transfer stage, which will take us from low Kerbal orbit all the way to actually moon. Now I don't think these will be enough. Maybe I'll even have to upgrade it to something more high performance. This is not nearly enough. Instead I take these. This will be good, and it would have an orbit mass, Kerbal orbit mass of 5 tons. I want to see if I switch to hydrogen for this transfer stage with the CR10A strombolair, which is a specific impulse of 370 seconds. Now this needs to be liquid hydrogen and oxygen. This gives us just 1,000 meters per second of delta V, because of course the fuel mass is much lower, but it only takes us 3.3 tons in low Earth orbit. I'm sorry, Kerbal orbit. However, if I double this tank in length, I can get almost the same delta V for almost the same mass. I really don't see an incentive to use hydrogen. Does this tank maybe have a better mass ratio? Now let's stack 2 of these around here. This brings our delta V back to where it basically was before. But I think we're getting a mass gain. Let's try 4 tanks. This gives us 2 kilometers per second of delta V, which is basically what we had with the conventional option. And the mass is almost the same. Really, I still don't see an incentive to go. Now, there is no reason to go to hydrogen. This is just gonna make the spacecraft bulkier. what we might be incentivized to do is to use a heavier but more efficient engine like the Terrier. And of course switch back to liquid filament oxidizer. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. The optimum here is still the Prudhoe. Now this is something I like. All of this has to be delivered to Kerbal orbit. Now, let's briefly forget about the transfer stage, and now let's make this a lander, because this is what's gonna actually land on Moon. Stromboli no longer needed. Now, we want backup thrust. Now, to land on the Moon, now this fully fueled is 2 tons. Now, which means we only need around 3 kilonewtons to get a decent thrust to weight ratio. Yeah, 3 kilonewtons. Each of these is 2, so I stick 3 of them, and that will be plenty of backup propulsion. Okay, then offset. Okay, satisfactory. No, it doesn't violate symmetry, it's 3 times symmetry. Now landing gears. I do have landing gears, yes. What's this? LT9 nano. Oh, no. That's not gonna do. Where was it here? So now let's hit these. Am I gonna keep it in a 3-way symmetry? Yes, I am. Where is the center of mass? Kinda high. I hope I won't have any problems with that. Now, next, let's think about service. I want to have a second octo as a spare. No, I want to just have a spare reaction wheel. And I want to next solar panels. I'm going to have 6 of them. Let's put everything in the lower part of the lander and 3 batteries. Let's configure experiments here. Now we'll do telemetry report and thermometer. Now we could do magnetometer or Geiger counter. It has to be done. And then no barometer because it's a vacuum. Do we have might and sight? Light, space low, space high, space. Okay, so telemetry report and light. Then we have a Geiger counter here. I think that's almost everything that needs to be there. Is there any good coloring scheme we want? I'd like it to be kind of orange. Do we like it? I do. Maybe not this one. Just the tank. Retract these. Any problems? No ladder? Don't care. We do have power, battery, we have control, we have the science, we have the solar panels, the antennas. Right, we want some more powerful antennas. Like that. Two of them for symmetry. Or otherwise I'd have to balance them out with something else, which I don't really know. And I'm gonna have them in reverse. No, because this is a lander, so they will have to point upwards. This is also gonna fulfill the contract for relay. So now this is a complete lander. Let's see if there is any problem here. Well, I don't think so. This is not habitation, that's not too difficult. Now, if there is a problem, it's that we now only have around, we have less than 4,000 meters per second of delta V. So I'm going to have to increase the propellant capacity in the transfer stage. Now this is a bare minimum. I don't think I have the ability to hover for the landing. Now this is satisfactory. But how am I going to launch all of these? This is 6 tons. I don't know how to launch it. I don't think the 1.25 meter diameter is inappropriate for this. This is very tall as a stack. I want to see how much it would take to get these like 2000 meters per second for the orbital insertion burn. Now let's see. Poodle, this is not gonna do. Terrier, this is better. No, not really. Maybe this is gonna do. Yeah, you need all of this stuff. Maybe if like we stick together two let's say booster stampers, or wait, maybe with like 3. Oh, maybe with stages mounted radially around here, I can get it to orbit. I mean, let's try. Now let's remember the payload. Our payload is 6.4 tons to low Kerbal orbit. Now I want a second stage that's liquid filled, that's gonna fire like in the high atmosphere. This is gonna be kind of a Kerbal contraption, which I don't really do anymore. nosecon. But this already has a mass of 27 tons, so I need around 130 kilonewtons per engine at the very least. Actually much more, it's more like 200 kilonewtons per engine. So the Reliant does not have a gimbal, but the Swivel does. And it has a 320 HP in vacuum, which is basically where we'll operate. Not these. And what's the... Okay, this is gonna be a good second stage, and it's gonna give us almost 1500 meters per second. Now let's go back to altitude. And then the first stage are gonna be two thumper boosters, of course. Which by now have gotten quite reliable, so it won't be a problem. Okay, so now this is our second stage, that's our first stage. Okay, let's simulate this thing. It doesn't even cost that much. What's the thrust to weight ratio? That's good. I think I'm going to with the slow burning mixture. No, let's go for a normal one. Now, struts. Do I have auto strut? Yes, I do. I don't know. I still don't really know what's better, what's the best. Let's go for origin part. For root part. Still don't know what's the best auto start option. I'm definitely choosing the wrong one. Next, I want to go to get fuel priority, and that's gonna. How did fuel priority work? Wait, it's gonna be a priority only on these ones. So now I want. This high priority here, low priority there. We have saved our work. Finally fins, and then I'll be good. Now, of course, we don't want fins. So now I'm going to get rid of symmetry quickly. Then I'm going to get. Can I get the mirror symmetry here? Okay. No, that's too much. Oh, come on. Get attached properly. Yeah, sometimes KSP just does that. Or I can just rotate the bottom sections. This is a certified KSP moment. Oh god, it's a mess, it's a mess, it's a mess. Okay, I don't want to hear from this section ever again. I want to find it dead in a poorly lit street. Now we're talking. Not anymore. Now, yes. Okay, priority of 91, 90, 89. No. Liquid boosters? No. Solid boosters. Liquid boosters. Solid detach, liquid engage. Then second stage engages. Payload. Now, this is a very experimental thing, but if this succeeds, we might get a 6-ton class launcher in a small diameter. Now, I do not guarantee at all that this will get to orbit, so let's test. I mean, it should get really close. 6 tons will be a pretty good launcher. I mean, you could build space stations with that. It sure looks Kerbal. Which usually isn't really my objective. But who cares? Okay, that's going fast. That's a fast boy. I mean, it has a thrust to weight ratio of around 2. I could really throttle the boosters down. Oh, don't you dare, don't you dare. I failed to account for this. I have my doubts it will get to orbit, but it's worth trying. The hypothesis is low but growing, I mean, the opposite would be worrying. For sure we lost too much fuel fighting the atmosphere. That was a mistake. We didn't get too far. This surely won't be able to go to orbit. but it was somewhat close. First of all, we throttle down the boosters. Then we get an ascent profile that it's less at risk of tipping over, which also, I mean, tipping over is a waste of delta B. Now, maybe one more fuel tank can do good. With 68, the fuel priority changed again. I mean, not relatively, but in absolute value. Okay, now let's run a stability check. Solid fuel gonna get consumed, then the boosters are gonna detach. Then we're gonna consume first these, and then that. Not gonna be a problem. Do I launch this thing? Well, let's try. It sure has many improvements. What I want to check is that what's this mass? Oh, it has a thrust to weight ratio that's really small. Unless it goes into vacuum. Let's see. Let's see. 10 kilometers. It's barely positive. I have to. Oh, okay. If I flag this correctly, it won't be a problem. So now let's try again. I mean, if I can get moon return mission with this low technology, that could be like a complete changing point for this playthrough. I mean, we're on episode 24 after all. It's time to get moving. I mean, I know I'm slow but steady, I guess. Simulation costs are starting to be not negligible. Okay, so go. Now we're starting slower than before. Now no gravity turn, and let's engage precision control. And the POPs is monitoring. Not good. Oh, I forgot to account for drag when choosing the thrust of my engines. if we keep going like this for a bit and then turn that. Let's see how far this goes. And this might get almost into orbit. Okay, now let's see how much delta V circularization maneuver would take to see how short we are. Okay. Yeah, 700 meters per second short. Everything is made of grid because this is a simulation. It's a mod called Crash that allows you to test your rockets before actually flying them, which is very useful in a grinding career like this. Of course, that's not cheating because you actually pay your simulation. There is a base cost for setting it up, and then you pay depending on the time you spend in there. So yeah, I was testing that, and it does that good thing, I think, to improve performance of the computer. But yeah, yes, it's a mod. Okay, so now we almost made it there. So what was wrong? What was wrong was our very low um, thrust to weight ratio in the second stage. Which are these boosters, of course. So now what we could do is add a set of boosters. Okay, let's add an intermediate stage. Now when we are down in the atmosphere, we have the problem that we have a low specific impulse and we have a low thrust. So we could use some booster engine. Now is it the case to get some reliance? Now I don't really need these ones because they're the fins for control. But in the atmosphere there's less atmosphere. High in the atmosphere there's less atmosphere. So these are less useful. So I still need the gimbal. So I need to add booster engines. Right, so I'll put a new regulator decoupler here. Take a fuel tank. Now this might look Kerbal, but it's more like, as I like to call it, it's more like a multi-Marietta concept, because you actually see Titan concepts that are like these. So now, this will double the thrust to weight ratio in the early days, in the early minutes of the flight, I think. Okay, now noscon. And autostrat. Now let's fix our staging. So first we'll have the boosters. Install the fuel boosters. Oh, now that's one. That's not good. First to, sorry, yeah, we are really doing more booster approach. Now this is really Kerbal. Okay, so now we have now liquid fuel, solid booster, and we are keeping the current going geometry. Yes, we are. Then all the liquid fuel engines. Then these pods will detach. Then these ones. Oh wait, I also have to detach the solid fuels. Okay, so now booster, no, the long boosters. Okay, solids, liquids engage and solid detach. Pods detach, second stage separates, and then onto orbit. Save is getting expensive, but I think we are nailing it. And in all of this, I still haven't found a good application for hydrogen. Wow, we are nearing the second hour of the stream. That's good. Okay, now the setup cost is now over $1,000. And precision, full thrust, go. I hope nothing happens when I stage. Okay, there we go. Alright, now that's some acceleration. Time to start our gravity turn. Oh no, that's very aggressive. I want to be more gentle. It's still a very low thrust to weight ratio, but at least we're accelerating. Oh no, for the detach will be bad. Okay, let's see how far we go. I'm going 45 degrees. If this doesn't work, I'm getting those pods to be as tall as the actual first stage. I don't care anymore, I'm just going brute force. I mean, I have this kind of toxic culture of doing everything on a razor edge because it's better, but in the end I just end up failing too much. Well, it's not really about delta V, it's about thrust to weight ratio. As you could see the first time, the booster could barely lift itself up after stage separation. So I had the boosters they're more for the thrust than for anything else. It's not about the delta V, it's about thrust to weight ratio. So now we got a good apoapsis, we can go all out on there. Oh, we almost got there this time. We're almost getting there. Got a good apoapsis. We'll probably be like 500 meters per second short. Let's see how it plays out. I mean, this is just gonna go into the atmosphere because it's too low. But I don't really even care. Okay, so I'm making them. Okay, I'm going to make them fully fledged boosters like the other ones. Ah, no, not good. Okay. Oh, what? Okay, now offset. There we go. Now, am I keeping the fins like that? I think these two should be finless. Oh, didn't have a seam to turn down. Okay, now do we actually have another booster? Yes, we do. Okay. Now I want to enable crossfeed. And revert to a standard grain geometry for the solids. I want to that's a nice thrust to weight ratio. Is it vacuum or no? Sea level? That's good. Now I want to enable crossfeed. But I don't have the fuel. I don't have the fuel line yet, so I'm going to do that the weird way. That is by fuel priority. So now, enable view priority. Now if I turn off cost fit between that, so it doesn't even allow me to. There isn't a button to allow fuel to pass through the decoupler. Okay, that's a problem. Now let's see, when can I unlock the fuel transfer hose? Here, 90 science points. That's gonna happen at some point. Well, I'll see. In any case, I'm ending the stream here. Thank you all who joined in. This was quite an eventful gaming session, and I'm quite happy with it. So, goodbye. Have a good day.